时尚欧洲精彩呈现，观众朋友大家好，欢迎收看本期的欧洲大观，我是主持人黄杰。今天的节目都有哪些精彩看点呢？邮轮晚餐俱乐部，享受更加纯粹的夜晚。尼斯蓝色海岸线的一颗宝石。广受欢迎的姜饼汁焖牛肉。安德烈亚斯·舒尔茨为德国波恩附近的一家餐厅设计了天花板的照明系统，利用发光二极管技术大幅点亮这座立体玻璃建筑，而且不会在玻璃上形成印象。这一照明项目为他赢得了德国照明设计大奖。在设计师看来，灯光设计不仅仅只是照明，而是实现照明和家具的和谐。
Andreas Schulz created a special lighting concept for this restaurant near Bonn. Here he stages light during the day as well as in the evening. From the start, the light designer wanted to achieve harmony between the lighting and the furniture.
Also die Idee war natürlich hier stumpfe Oberflächen zu haben,
die von oben beleuchtet werden können und wenig Reflexionslicht zurückgeben, aber vor allen Dingen als stumpfe Oberfläche, die kein Licht annimmt und nicht in der Glasscheibe als Reflexionsfläche zu sehen sind, sodass man, wenn man rausgucken kann, an dieser Fläche vorbeischauen kann. Das ist die Idee, die dahinter steht.
Hermann Nolden runs the Drachenfels restaurant. He says the flexible light installation is good for business.
Davon profitiere ich in den
Abendstunden.
Und der Drachenfels ist halt nicht nur eine Tagesgastronomie, sondern sie ist auch eine Eventgastronomie. Und abends, wenn es dunkel ist, dann braucht man ja Licht.
The ceiling spotlights are adjustable. They can focus their light on the middle of the table and create the right mood, no matter how the furniture is arranged. The real eye catchers are the multicolored LED squares. The red color stands for dragon blood, the restaurant's symbolic color here at Drachenfels, or Dragon's Rock. For company events, customers can choose colors to match their corporate image. The overall design won Andreas Schulz the German Lighting Design Award in the hotel and restaurant category. But that's not the only award-winning project of Schulz's company in Bonn. Here they also designed the lights for a subway station in Leipzig. The platforms were supposed to look as bright as day using just artificial light. Andreas Schulz won a third lighting design award for the Museum of Art in Ahrenshoop by the Baltic coast.
Die Frage war halt, wie kriegt man dieses Haus möglichst autonom beleuchtet, also
we asked ourselves how we could illuminate this house without using too much artificial light.
Das Thema eine effiziente
Tageslichtnutzung und auch die Dynamik des Tageslichts einzufangen, to create lively exhibition spaces. This was a challenge because we had to pay attention to monument conservation rules and protecting the art pieces from the harm daylight could cause. So we had to limit the amount of light, and that's what we did with this system.
Schulz has had offices in Berlin and Bonn since 1991. Many of his 26 employees are trained light designers.
Man lernt die ganz grundlegenden Sachen wie Luxlevel, Gleichmäßigkeiten und so. Man beschäftigt sich auch sehr mit dem Tageslicht, also was für eine Wirkung hat Tageslicht auf einen, auf dem Büroarbeitsplatz wie hier, diesen beispielsweise.
With his unconventional ideas, Andreas Schulz builds bridges between light and design. And here for Deutsche Telekom in the truest sense of the word.
Diese Verbindung sollte natürlich eben auch transportieren, dass es ein Telekommunikationskonzern verbindet, und insofern haben wir versucht, auch einen Träger einzubauen, der diese Verbindung darstellen kann. Es gibt hier im Prinzip eine Mediascreen über die ganze Breite der Brücke, auch nur so schmal, also flach wie die Brücke selber ist, um Botschaften zu transportieren.
There's one message that Andreas Schulz conveys clearly with his work. For him, light design is more than just illumination.
大利都灵有一个绿色生活主题的项目，这是一座拥有63间公寓的住宅楼。与其他住宅楼不同的是，这座住宅楼实现了人类与自然共处的梦想。这里虽然地处城市中心，却拥有大量的绿色植物，不仅引人注目，还能吸收噪音，为居民提供阴凉，让居民在都市背景中享受绿树环绕的宁静。
Leafy and green and right in the heart of the city, the residents of the apartment building 25 Verdi have it all. The facade is decked out with 150 trees. They're not just attractive, they also create a pleasant environment and absorb noise. 63 apartments are housed in this green living project.
Hi, I'm Anita, and I'd like to show you what it's like living here.
Anita Girelli has lived here for 2 years now. She moved in right after it was completed.
On the left-hand side, there's a small pool. The whole building consists of wood, trees and steel. As you can see here, these aren't real tree trunks, but rusting steel. The best part of the house is the garden. Well, actually, it's more like a mini forest.
50 trees are planted in the inner courtyard alone. In summer, their leaves provide shade for the apartments within. In winter, when their branches are bare, they allow in more sunlight and warmth, reducing heating bills.
All of the flats have different floor plans, and that's ours up there. I'm going to show you around now.
Apart from steel, untreated larch wood was used extensively in the complex. Both materials change over time in keeping with the natural world.
Come in, let's look around our apartment.
Inside, Anita Girelli and her family have 165 square meters of space.
What you immediately notice about this room are the huge windows which lead straight onto the terrace.
The apartment has an additional 72 square meters of space outside.
We like eating outside in the summer. All of the terraces have these huge planters. It's wonderful because you can see how the trees change through the seasons. And of course, in autumn it's particularly attractive. The special thing about the terraces is that floors and ceilings are made from wood and glass, so the light can shine through.
Anita Girelli is a freelance translator who works from home.
Because of this room, I fell in love with the apartment. While my husband is working or on the phone, or I am, we can watch the rest of the family eating outside, playing, or just lazing around.
In the rear of the apartment, there are 2 children's rooms and 2 bathrooms.
From our bedroom, you get to the balcony that overlooks the inner courtyards. We watched the construction step by step because we used to live behind it. And we were always very fascinated by what was being created here. We always wanted an apartment with big windows and lots of greenery, and in the end we found it right outside our door.
Life in 25 Verdi is not just aesthetically attractive and environmentally friendly, it's also very sociable. Many of the neighbors have already become friends.
在阿姆斯特丹老港口的14号码头，有一家邮轮晚餐俱乐部，它由游艇改装而成。船上顶层甲板是酒吧区，下层甲板是洗手间和餐厅。餐厅有一个超大号的床垫，对，你没听错，这个床垫就是餐桌。挪走后，瞬间变身为巨大的舞池。在起伏动荡、遮蔽窗户的游轮上举行派对，彻底的与世隔绝，更加纯粹的享受夜晚。
Amsterdam's old harbour at a weekend. The big ferries come and go, otherwise it's quiet on the piers. Except for Pier 14, that is. It's near the station. A converted barge is moored here. Admission to the Supper Club cruise starts at around midnight. The barge houses a restaurant and bar that are known way beyond the confines of the city. It'll leave the harbour for the night and dock again in the early hours of the morning. The concrete design team made their name with the design and concept of the Supper Club. There are two easily distinguishable areas. The top deck is home to the Bar Noir, which features one large counter. Behind it is a simple empty room, which changes at night thanks to its lighting design. The spotlights focus on dancers around the areas of light. The lower deck contains the toilets and the restaurant. The restaurant, Sauniege, consists of an oversized mattress, a single large bed that fills the entire room. It was designed by Sophie Reutenberg and Eric van Dillen.
Well, we started with the Supper Club in Amsterdam, first of all, and we have a special relationship with our client. And he found this boat, and he asked us to think about another supper club, but that floats on the water.
On the large bed, the meal in a restaurant becomes a modern picnic with people who didn't know each other before. That's the basic concept of the Supper Club, developed by the designers from Concrete Design. They were inspired by artists who agreed to meet for a party at informal places for just one night. That was the birth of the concept, or theme bars, where the experience and the location are more important than the food or the dignified interior. The Supper Club cruise means having a party on a boat that heads out to sea on the water with blind windows and only docks at the pier every 2 to 4 hours to let guests on and off. Diners board a barge that travels around the sea like a ghost ship. The guests don't come for the view. They come to be isolated from the outside world and thus to experience the night even more intensely.
We thought, okay, what are we going to do with the bed? We thought, well, we also want to dance there. So we thought we make a bed like a square, like a dance floor. And it's actually just a square with a sort of bench around it. And we just put mattresses in. And in the middle, there's a big one. Big cushion, which looks soft, but it's hard. So what we create was a sort of stage for the waiters. They could walk here, here, and here. And everybody has to climb into the bed. So that gave a sort of strange feeling. Everybody was combined in this one bed. And if you want to dance in the late nights, we just put all the cushions and all the mattresses out, and we have this really good square dance floor.
The elements of the design bear a direct relationship to the intended experience. The result is a kind of urban adventure playground. The mattress is cleared away and the restaurant is transformed into a dance floor. Supper clubs now also exist in Rome, Singapore, Istanbul, London and San Francisco. Concrete Design from Amsterdam did much more with the Supper Club than just design and interior. They invented a place for a whole night, and the details they created are the backdrop for that. Their design achieved publicity around the world. For the designers, this concept was the international breakthrough.
法国南部的尼斯是蓝色海岸的一颗宝石，每年有350万游客来这里感受蔚蓝海岸的风味。这里气候温和，拥有美丽的沙滩、举世闻名的艺术博物馆和美味的食物。 英国人漫步大道是尼斯的地标，接下来我们就带您去那里转转。
Nice is a jewel on the French Riviera. Holidaymakers flock to the city renowned for its mild Mediterranean climate. The Promenade des Anglais is a landmark in Nice. The 7-kilometre-long walkway is named after British tourists who proposed and financed its construction in the 19th century. Imposing buildings line the route.
The Promenade des Anglais is very important to Nice. It became a glamorous place in the 19th century. The place where grand hotels were built and rich visitors came for spa holidays. The walkway became Nice's showcase, and an entire district grew up around it. The promenade made Nice famous, sparking a trend now known around the globe as tourism.
Et une ville complètement dédiée à un phénomène mondialement connu aujourd'hui, le tourisme.
This stretch of coastline was just a pebbly beach until wealthy British vacationers financed the construction of the promenade. Opened in 1824, it made Nice a tourist destination. Luxury Hotel Negresco is the most famous building along the promenade. Built in the style of the Belle Époque, it opened its doors in 1912. The Cours Salaya market in the Old Town is an institution in Nice. Held daily, it's the city's oldest market. Vendors have been selling their wares here for over 150 years. The market is also famous for its colourful flowers, which inspired artists like Henri Matisse and Marc Chagall. Journalist Petra Hall has been coming here for many years.
Here at the Cours Salaya market, many things come together. Wonderful scents, aromas, colors. Mixed together, they create a Mediterranean flair that the artists found irresistible. Here they also found the motifs they needed for their artwork.
Marc Chagall painted many pictures of Nice. They can be seen at the National Museum, which bears the artist's name. Over 400 of his works are on display here, making it the world's largest Chagall collection open to the public.
Marc Chagall discovered the Côte d'Azur in 1926. He was dazzled by all the flowers at the market. He returned after the Second World War, after living in exile in America. He lived here from 1948 until his death in 1985. He was inspired by the region's light and the colors.
Nice's Old Town dates back more than 2,000 years. Its winding alleyways and pastel-coloured buildings resemble those of Italian towns. And no wonder. Until it was annexed by France over a century and a half ago, Nice still belonged to the Kingdom of Sardinia.
Since 1860, Nice, the county of Nice because it's the whole region from here to Menton, has belonged to France. But Italian culture, Italian cuisine and the Italian dialect have been retained here. And you can sense that everywhere.
Nice's Port District has recently become hip. New parks have been created, like this one near Place Messina, Nice's main square. Young entrepreneurs have also moved in and opened up trendy boutiques and restaurants. Like Comptoir Central Electrique. 2 years ago, it was still an electronics store until German chef Ralf Nuss transformed it into Nice's hottest bistro.
Es zieht immer mehr junge Leute an.
The district is drawing more and more young people. Increasingly, restaurants, bars, and designer stores are opening up here.
Designerläden, sehr viele kreative junge
Leute,
Leute,
really
die hierher kommen,
come here and go out for the
am Abend ausgehen hier.
The nicest view over the city can be had from the Colline du Château. The 92-metre-high hilltop park lies between the Old Town and the port. For Ralf Nuss, it's the nicest place in Nice.
Das Besondere ist die Aussicht.
Nizza liegt dir zu Füßen und zu jeder Tageszeit eigentlich. And at night too, when you come here, everything's lit up. It's just stunning.
Traumhaft schön die Aussicht.
The Colline du Château doesn't just boast the best view over Nice, it's also the place where this jewel of the French Riviera was once founded.
名的大教堂外，亚琛还以姜饼而闻名。在拉特斯凯勒餐厅，莱茵兰风味的姜饼汁焖牛肉是最受欢迎的招牌菜，每年有近1万名顾客点这道菜。今天，厨师莫里斯·德布尔将会给大家展示如何使用姜饼来制作一种美味的调味汁，来搭配一种当地版的传统德国菜醋焖牛肉。
This is the historical City Hall in Aachen, as a model and in reality. In the building's basement, Maurice de Boer from the Netherlands runs the Ratskeller restaurant, offering haute cuisine. The Rhineland-style marinated pot roast with gingerbread sauce is the most popular item on the menu. Maurice de Boer says some 10,000 customers a year order it. The pot roast, known as Sauerbraten, is made with beef that's been marinated for 4 days in red wine and vinegar, as well as celery root, leeks, carrots and onions. When the meat is tender, Maurice de Boer browns it, then adds it to the sautéed vegetables.
The difference between Rhineland-style Sauerbraten and what's made further south is that we don't use cream in the Rhineland. Instead, it has a dark, clear sauce that's thickened by the gingerbread.
Maurice de Boer buys his gingerbread in Aachen. It's a special kind that's typical for the city called Crinton. It's believed that gingerbread of this kind was first made in Dinant, Belgium, and then made its way to Aachen, which is near the border. The city's largest gingerbread bakery is only a few meters from the Ratskeller.
Guten Tag. Grüß dich, hallo Maurice.
Kann ich noch ein paar Printen haben, bitte?
Maurice buys 2 kilos for his Sauerbraten.
Ja, 2 Kilo, denke ich, dürften reichen. Ja, Kräuterprinten.
Ich packe dir den ein wenig ein.
Ja.
Für den Sauerbraten nehmen wir immer die Kräuterprinte, also die Basisprinte aller Printen. Es gibt ja dann verschiedene Varianten mit Schokolade, mit Mandeln, mit anderen Zusatzstoffen oder Überzügen.
There are lots of spices in gingerbread, such as aniseed, cloves, coriander and cinnamon, as well as plenty of sugar. At this bakery, visitors can observe both crispy and chewy gingerbread being made. Here, a gingerbread man is created, decorated with almond pieces. Maurice de Boer uses only hard gingerbread for his sauce, 100 grams of gingerbread per 1.5 kilos of meat, and a tablespoon of gingerbread spice.
Printengewürz ist wie Curry. Gingerbread spice is like a
Und
curry
jeder hat
mixture.
seine eigene Mischung,
Everyone has
und
their
jeder
own
seinen
recipe
eigenen
and
König
is king of
in
their own
seiner
spice
Gewürzmischung
mixture. The
und
exact
hält
recipe
diese
is always kept
Varianten,
secret.
wie viel von wem da drin sind, auch für sich. Ja?
The roast, vegetables and gingerbread crumbs are now combined. This stew is simmered for 4 hours in the oven at 140 degrees Celsius.
Wenn das Fleisch in der Soße
If you
gebunden,
cook meat in a thickened
gart,
sauce, then it doesn't lose
also
as
die
much
Soße
volume.
gebunden ist, dann verliert das Fleisch nicht so.
The gingerbread mixture gives the roast a slightly sweet flavour and keeps the meat from falling apart when sliced. Maurice de Boer recommends potato dumplings and red cabbage as side dishes.
Julia.
Now it's ready for serving. Sauerbraten with gingerbread sauce is enjoyed all year round and is popular not only at the Ratskeller in Aachen.
上万人在汉诺威街头游行和跳舞时，那一定是1年1度、为期10天的射手节。像这样的场面隆重的节日，德国有近1000个。人们身着当地传统服饰，享用美食和美酒，到处充满着音乐和舞蹈。他们延续了德国的传统，置身于这样轻松的德国节日当中，你可以尽情地释放自己，抛开所有的烦恼。
When more than 10,000 people march and dance through the streets of Hanover, it must be the annual Marksman's Festival. Some 200,000 onlookers have gathered despite temperatures of around 37 degrees Celsius. The 10-day event is reportedly the largest of its kind worldwide. Lisa Marie Müller is festival queen this year. She won the 2015 women's shooting contest.
Everyone sticks together. When you enter the square in uniform, it's like one big family. It's unbelievable.
Back in the 19th century, marksmen's associations were politically active citizens' militia. Today, they're just sports clubs and subject to Germany's strict gun laws. The Hanover Festival has a 500-year-long tradition. It's a huge draw for locals.
Die deutschen Feste zeichneten sich immer durch etwas aus,
German festivals always have an air of coziness about them.
Einhergeht. Der Idee, dass man sich
Here
so
you
gibt,
can
wie
just
man
be
ist,
yourself,
dass man so für einen kurzen
and for a
Moment diese
short
ganzen
time you
Zwänge
can throw all your
auf
cares
einen
to the
lassen,
wind.
dass man die mal kurz über Bord wirft.
Sascha Sabo is a sociologist, and he's written several books on German festivals. There are almost 1,000 such events in Germany. Many have a religious origin, and some date back over 1,000 years. They feature local costumes, and guests enjoy beer or wine. Food is served, and there are funfair attractions. There's music and dance like elsewhere, but some features are typically German, like swaying to the music. And whether they take place in large cities or small villages, they all fulfill one function.
Eine Gemeinschaft.
They create a feeling of community.
Diese
It's very important for each individual who takes part in the events to feel that they belong to a larger entity.
Während diesem Fest als Teil von einem größeren Ganzen empfindet.
Munich's Oktoberfest is the most famous German beer bash by far, and the largest worldwide. It attracts over 6 million visitors every year, and it's made Bavarian dirndls, lederhosen, and beer synonyms for traditional German culture.
Nach dem Zweiten Weltkrieg, als jetzt die Amerikaner als Besatzungsmacht in Bayern waren, exportierten sie nun diese Art bayerischer Lebensfreude in die ganze Welt. Das heißt, international wurde jetzt das Oktoberfest zu einem Synonym für deutsche Feierkultur.
Hamburg pays tribute to its seafaring roots with a harbor festival. While wine-growing regions also have their own special festivities. The one in Durkheim claims it's the world's largest wine festival, but there are lots of smaller regional varieties. For example, in Freiburg, which is home to sociologist Sascha Sabo. He sees these festivals as useful areas of research. People of all social backgrounds gather here, though some say it's a rather lowbrow way to have fun.
Tatsächlich ist aber die kulturelle Funktion und auch der kulturelle Wert, den diese Feste erlauben, historisch verbirgt, sehr wertvoll und eigentlich auch ein Kulturgut, das gar nicht genug gewürdigt wird.
Back in Hanover, the merrymaking continues for 10 days. For many, the event brings back memories of family outings, first love, ice cream, and candy.
It's pure fun. It's carrying on a tradition.
We just came to have a good time and watch the events.
And have fun.
And for Lisa Marie Müller and her fellow club members, it's the social highlight of the year.
It's exceptional. You dress up in your fancy uniform every day and stand out in the crowd.
Music, entertainment, and a beer or two. A great way to relax and forget your troubles.
时尚欧洲精彩呈现，感谢您收看本期的欧洲大观，我是黄杰，下期同一时间我们再见。